Hello, Guardians. Welcome back to episode 47. On this episode of the fuck it.
The Blood, Sweat, and Beers podcast.
Okay, we're gonna try that one more time. Thank God for post editing. All right,
leave that in.
All right, well, maybe. All right, cool. All right, welcome, Guardians. Welcome to episode 47 of Blood, Sweat, and Beers. On this episode, we're going to talk about the preseason game against Red Bulls up in Frisco. We're going to talk about the town hall, Trinity putting a whooping in Fort Lauderdale, and much more right after this. All right, so we're going to jump in right quick as we normally do. Guys, I know I saw you guys yesterday, but everyone having a good weekend so far?
Hell yeah, man. It was a great weekend. We got we've got a Dallas preseason win. We've got a Dallas Trinity win we'll talk about. And Napoli came back and beat the hell out of Genoa. If you have not seen that Scott McTominay fucking golazo, you can edit that out. That's fine. But what a goal by McTominay. Go watch it. Anyway. Yes, I'm having a great weekend.
No, it's all good.
And Tommy DeVito might win a Super Bowl ring. So how you doing?
He's still hurting over Gotham not winning all 5 trophies or not being able to win all 5 trophies.
A little bit.
That's fine. All right.
I got to tell Red Bull yesterday that they're not even the best team that plays in their stadium. So
that's a fact. They're the second best team in Harrison, New Jersey.
They're about to be the third best team in New Jersey when Cosmo start playing ball.
Hope so. I'm looking forward back to when Open Cup is back to regularly scheduled programming and we get some Cosmos, Red Bull, New York City FC fights. So that should be entertaining. All right, we're going to start off with our usual. You want to say something, Dennis?
Yeah, I was just going to say, people may remember this familiar face, but let's welcome Scott to the podcast for the first time officially as a member of DBG leadership this year. So, Scott, welcome. Good to have you back.
Howdy. Good to be back.
Great to be back. Welcome to the Dead Club Society. I see the jersey you have there.
Yeah, I figured I'd wear the Texoma jersey today. So,
or maybe not Dead. Zombie Club Society? Because it's not dead.
I believe they are just dropping down. They
self-relegated amateur club.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll go with that.
Yeah, we'll rock what happens. Looking forward to seeing them in McKinney next year. So we're gonna jump in. Also, before we jump in, quick note: we got some interviews that we did at IC that will be coming out over the next 2 weeks, leading up to kickoff leading up to 24-hour and then into the kickoff. So look forward to those. I'm in the process of editing those, trying to get as much as Hubert's beard out of the audio, but we'll see how successful I am.
Great interviews, though. They're great content. No. Absolutely worth it.
Great content. I love it. Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't participate in the interviews, but I did the filming, and I know we got well over an hour of audio. So yeah, it seemed like they were fun conversations.
Yeah, you did participate. I think you get EP credit for holding the camera. If I'm not
absolutely.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Director credit.
Facts. All right, we're gonna jump in right quick in our usual way here, gentlemen. So we're gonna start off with record of the day. I think I started last week first. So Dennis, go ahead and let us know what you got.
Bust out the Billy, baby. Billy Joel.
There we go.
I am an innocent man. This is a good one, man. This is classics, right? I grew up on Billy. We've talked about that before. I've got probably have more Billy Joel albums than anybody else. Some of these were my mom's, but these are incredible. It's a cool album, right? Uptown Girl, Christy Lee, An Innocent Man. Yep. Tell her about it. Can't go wrong, man. This is upbeat 80s Joel. Not everybody likes 80s Joel, but this is the upbeat one, right? There's a little bit upbeat. This is a good Sunday cleaning record for me.
Oh, facts. No, Billy Joel got some slaps. A few. Not necessarily that era of him, but he definitely has some slaps in there for sure. So
now Billy Joel, he was the guy that did Oliver and Company, right? Like that was all his music on Oliver and Company, right?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure about that.
Like we had Phil Collins. Phil Collins did Tarzan, but back in the 80s, I think Billy Joel was all of the
we're gonna have to look that up.
Songs.
Okay, so while we do that,
That was my first exposure to him.
You're right. He's got well, I don't know if it's all him, but he definitely he's got credit on there along with Huey Lewis in the News, not to be confused with Ricky Lewis in the News.
Okay.
Yes, there you go. It was a different era back then, Copyright
Billy Joel's
wasn't
good
as
stuff.
strong. Oh, fact. All right, so we're gonna do some revolutionary shit because I think we need it right now. Gil Scott-Heron. This is not the revolutionary album when it says the revolution will not be televised because the government is telling lies. But this is his. I think this is the last album he did before he passed. My song on here is whiskey music. You pour a glass of whiskey and enjoy. Is Me and the Devil, which is a remake of an old blues records.
That's a banger.
Yeah, he did change a couple of words because the old one was a little bit too much domestic violence. But yeah, Me and the Devil on this entire album. It's a spoken word jazz album. That era of like talking over music and it going perfectly. I think we need to bring that back. Which having seen the Grammys, apparently they still make them. It's not my wheelhouse anymore, so I need to look that up. But yes, Gil Scott-Heron, I am new here. All right, Scott, what are you listening to recently?
Well, I mentioned on previous appearance that I don't really do albums too much, but we did karaoke when we were up in ISC, up in Denver at ISC, and somebody sang American Idiot, and just that ending without going straight into Jesus of Suburbia just felt odd. So I've listened to the American Idiot album a couple of times over the last couple of weeks now. So yeah,
they will be performing today, right?
I think I've seen something about Green Day, but I'm sort of checked out on this.
Was it yesterday? Was it? I don't know what day it is, man.
They did the parking lot series.
Is that what it was? All right. I mean, I've seen Green Day twice actually. They do a sick show. If you ever get a chance to see them, go for it.
I find that funny. Like, you would think they would be like Green Day's a legacy act, so the fact that they're doing the day before parking lot show is kind of weird to me. But I think they might not have the impact.
And they definitely don't have the draw of Bad Bunny right now. I mean, they are massive. Green Day is massive, but Bad Bunny is the guy right now. He's having a moment. He's having his moment. He's the guy of the moment.
This is what the same thing I said with Kenneth last year is like legacy acts don't necessarily need to be as popular, right? Like Prince, when he did it, wasn't Prince of 1989, but when it started raining with Purple Lights, that show was top 5. But yeah, so we'll see what Bad Bunny does, who he brings out, the guest features. Everyone's talking about J-Lo, and I'm like, no.
Funny Cardi. I'm expecting to see J Balvin.
Yeah. Oh, J Balvin, little Cardi B. She's there to support her hubby.
Yep.
Funniest thing about J-Lo in the Super Bowl is that she got upset when they said it was her and Shakira because she thought she had hits to do it by herself. All right, Jenny. I don't know what block you were from, but you don't. Just so we're clear about that, you don't have the hits.
Jenny has no cred. Sorry.
All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna jump in right quick. We are still in FCD preseason. I think this is the last warm up before we.
One more.
I think there might be one more game. Yeah.
There's 3 more games. There's one more that's open to the public, and then there's 2 scrimmages that are doing a scrimmage with Houston and Atlanta next weekend on Valentine's Day, and then there's I think one more tune-up somewhere in there. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
but there's definitely 2. There might be a third.
Yes, so we definitely had a nice little hockey game with 3 quarters of 30 minutes or 45 minutes. What did they do?
They were 3 45-minute halves. I'm doing air quotes if you're listening.
Yes.
I'm doing halves. They were called halves. I don't know why they were called halves, but they were 3 45-minute periods that they played through.
Yes. I think this is the one rule I'm going to stand on. If FIFA ever makes this a rule, I'm quitting soccer and finding something.
I don't expect that to. It's they do a lot in the preseason. Because they want to get guys and get minutes in and really just the score doesn't matter, right? What was this, the Torneo de Tejas, or what they were calling this?
I believe that's what I saw the name as.
Yeah. But yeah, so we just want to talk about that right quick. We're going to talk about something else about the stadium being there. But this was open to season ticket members. So we had a couple of Guardians go out. Scott, were you there?
More than a couple.
Yeah, I was there.
Okay, so turnout wasn't bad. Weather cooperated.
It was a gorgeous day for football up in North Texas. Stadium was there was a decent crowd for this. I mean, it was just the east end that was the west end rather. It was just the west side that was open, right? Obviously, most of the stadium, but the south end wasn't open. The wedge wasn't open. It was just the sections there. And there was a decent turnout there. There were people there, and you know, all three supporter groups were there. Some folks from Murga were there. Some folks from EM were there. You brought the drama out, which was a lot of fun. And you know, we were getting in preseason form as well, I think. And you know, got a couple new chants going. A little bit of this action happening with some Colodi saves. So and shout out to Nick, the operations the head of operations over there at Toyota Stadium too, who came by and threw a chant our way. So we'll see what works. But supporters were definitely in preseason form as well, tuning up the band, so to speak.
Yeah, you mentioned preseason form. We definitely had a couple of chants that did not go over or did not go down perfectly. We had to tweak them, it seemed like. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That's what preseason is for.
Yeah, I enjoy the impromptu chants that we come up with.
And then there was, you know, a game, right? There was some good quality ball, right? Dallas won 3-0. Sarver looked good. I mean, look, everything wasn't perfect, but Sarver looked really good. I was really impressed with Sam Sarver's performance. Farrington looks like he's in midseason form. Musa did not train this week. I think he had some family thing or something, so he didn't make practice. So he did not play. For those of you that were there, if you looked up in the Hall of Fame, he was sitting up there in street clothes, hanging out, watching with some of the coaching staff as well.
Yeah, no doubt. I did not make this game because traffic and other reasons. There was also a car show that I stopped at for an hour.
Nice.
So yeah, missed this. But from what I read Buzz's 3 things. Apparently Farrington is, doing Farrington things.
The big dog looks good, man. The big dog is in good shape.
Yeah. So it's it's preseason. It's 3 quarters. We're seeing a lot of minutes. A lot of young guys trying to play for spots on the senior roster and not get sent down to North Texas. The Red Bull, from what I've been seeing about their preseason, have not been operating well. They played a couple of USL teams and that didn't go well either. So they're trying to iron out some things going on down there. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what takeaways we can take. It's preseason. We got, like I said, 1 more open scrimmage, a couple more warm-up games leading up to the big game on the 21st. But yeah, do we want to say anything else about this?
I'd like to spend a couple of minutes. So for those of you who don't know, supporters every year and ideally more than once a year, we get together with the front office and coaches and, whoever's available to come talk to us. And so we had our front office meeting this past week as well. And Coach Quill came and spoke to us for about 20, 30 minutes. He was there hanging out with us, really just talking open and honestly. And it was a great conversation. And, a couple of things we talked about were, obviously, how do we get the guys more involved with supporter culture? How do we get them to come over and, really get involved with what's going on and celebrate with us and be miserable with us when it sucks too, right? Like we're all going through this together. But there's some great conversations. But I also want to talk a little bit about some of the sort of tactical insight that he gave us, and roster building and stuff like that. I won't spend too much time on that because I don't want to give away too much of what we talked about. But a couple of things were said and that really stuck with me. One of them was that they're really like when they're looking for players right now, they are looking for very specific player profiles. They're looking for guys that are fast, that have a bursts of speed and can get up and down very, very quickly. You've probably heard him mention this before in a couple of other press conferences, but vertical aggression is what it's been talked about a lot. Quill keeps talking about this really tactical, like get the ball forward. Another one of the things he said to us there is that and again, I don't want to give away too much here, but the plan is that the ball moves forward constantly. You get the ball, turn around, first pass forward, always. First pass forward, always. And he was honest with us too. He goes, that may result in some giveaways, right? We may end up giving away balls sometimes, but if we are aggressive and we continue to get forward and we don't look to turn around and pass out of the back and play out of the back too much, he wants to get forward and get aggressive and really get up into the attacking third. So, we'll see how that pans out. Obviously TBD, that is going to require some work in the midfield, right? And Kayik had a great game yesterday, although he got kicked in the face. He was a little jammed up. It resulted in a red card, which good on Quill for letting them keep the player on, because why would you ever scrimmage up a man? That doesn't ever make any sense whatsoever. So good on that. But look, I know we're all a little cynical here, right? We've all been doing this for a long time, and we know what we're looking at. We're all realists. But I will say, I came out of that front office meeting with an incredibly hopeful, positive feeling for what the season is going to bring, at least tactically, right? And he also alluded to they are still in the market for a 10, right? That whether that's now or in the summer window, and also there is the reality that after the World Cup, and Quill even acknowledges too, there's reality that after the World Cup, we might not have Musa. So they're also looking at what's next there too, right? So they're looking ahead, and they're really looking for, like I said, very specific player profiles, strong, fast, burst of energy, and guys that want to play. One last thing that he also mentioned too, and I really was really happy to hear him speak openly and honestly about this, talking about everything that went down after San Jose last year. And one of the things that stuck with me is that he told us that in that meeting in San Jose, after whatever went down with he turned to this team and he said, you look like a bunch of guys that are out there playing and not a team that plays together. He alluded to practices last year, preseason last year, where it was dead silent. It was quiet. There was no energy, nobody leading, nobody talking. And he says that is the culture that they've been working to change, and they've been working to get these guys to really play together as a team and respect that they are a team together. Okay. I'm a little pumped. I'm just saying. Got me hyped. Okay. Got me ready to run through a wall. Let's go.
So counterpoint to that.
Go ahead. Be the cynical asshole to my positive ray of sunshine this morning.
No, I'm just like, if that was okay. So he says he wants people to be able to turn and they're pacey. If you look at the roster, we don't have that team. He says he wants people who are progressive passers. We have two people in the spine who aren't that, Kayike and Ibiaga. So that's not going to work. Our goalkeeper is not a good passer and is not good with his feet. So I'm very confused.
Just that last point, I wholeheartedly disagree with you. If you had watched him play yesterday, he has improved significantly, even over where he was last year.
Okay. I'm going to talk to you 3 games in, and we're going to have this discussion. You don't learn
absolutely.
You don't learn those skills at 24 this quickly. I'm telling you, when there's an actual opponent running at him full speed, he's going to panic and kick the ball out of bounds. Right? We know what a goalkeeper looks like when they have good feet. This kid,
look, even Matt Doyle is calling for Collodi to be goalkeeper of the year in Major League Soccer this year.
Matt Doyle.
I don't understand the Collodi hate.
It's not hate. It's realistic, right? The kid's short. He doesn't, and it's not a bad thing. I loved Jesse Gonzalez at the time. He was really
Marcus loves Canadian keepers, and that's what this is really about. I think Marcus just wants to see his Canadian keeper, his French Canadian keeper, come in and play. I think that's what it is. All right. It's that little bit of like European, yeah.
That guy's also not very good. He led in 39 goals. Now, granted, his team sucked, so I'm not putting that entirely on him, but letting in 39 goals is ouch in like 20 games. It was quite a bit. His front four, again, not very good, not putting that all on him. But again, I get what coaches have to say about that. It also doesn't, as far as the team
he didn't have to say anything to us in that room, right? He could have just came in and said, like, this was a really open, candid conversation with the supporters. This wasn't a press conference. He came in and
could have given you the manager speak.
Yeah,
that is manager speak. This is what we're looking for. These are the players we're getting. He doesn't have that pull in this organization. He's not a.
I think he might be getting it, man.
No,
Here,
that's not how
you know what, Marcus? This I think was also for you, and I totally forgot about this, but there was one quote
happened?
also that really stuck with me, and I'm gonna try and I don't have it written down. I think Huber's got it written down somewhere, but um, almost his exact words were, "FC Dallas is not respected, and right now I don't think we deserve to be respected," is what he said,
Oh,
and he wants to change that.
I agree. We were the most popular, right, league-wide. Those 3 years Poppy had this team fine-tuned, right? 15, 16, and 17. 15 Supporters Shield tie with New Jersey. 16, we got the double, Open Cup and Supporters Shield. And then 17 is when it all fell apart. At which point, that was it. That was the run. That's when we had the most amount of. We were called the U.S. men's national team. We had like 3 or 4 guys on the
One
US
nation,
men's,
one team.
Yeah, right. All our academy players. If you look up and down the U system, all the academy players were FCDallas. That's when we were, and that's when Poppy had what I called control up and down the roster. Right. He had every decision. They asked Poppy a question. Since then, that's dead. Right. They hired Zanata to make money. He did what he was supposed to do.
And he keeps doing what he's supposed to do, right? And he's not going anywhere, right? He just made a bag off of paws again, right? Like, and got more than their money back, what they paid for him. Yes. Look,
and
the reality is Dallas is not going to be, competitive every single year, but I felt more ambitious coming out of that conversation than I have in a very long time about any one of my sports teams.
Yeah. All right.
As far as Quill goes, I mean,
Quill is
I think we have 3 things we can point to as far as him getting more pull than like maybe Nico or Luke Sain had. One, they didn't can him, they canned Lucho or sold Lucho. It would have been. I think there were a lot of people that would have been perfectly understanding if they had canned Quill in the middle of last season and kept the guy that was a former league MVP. Now, I would not have been happy about that. But I think the fact that they turned what's the word? They changed their course and went away from Lucho. That was the first indication that they actually are buying into what Quill is doing. Second, they got Kappas, who is one of Quill's guys, back from way back in the day. They brought him in. And then the third is I think you're seeing that they're buying into his player profile. Like everything I've heard, I'm still a new fan. I think this will be my 4th season. But everything I've heard is, we're FC short. And we're not doing that anymore. It seems like we're going for the bigger players, the faster players. So now this is all my amateur analysis, but I feel like he's getting more pull in the room.
I'm gonna give you the hope of that, but 2, Lucho was valuable outside the country, so we were able to sell him. He wanted to leave, so that worked out. We don't really, if you look back at our history, we almost never fire coaches in the middle of the season. No pro rel means no pressure, which means if we're already sucking, we'll just.
Here we go with the pro rel argument. Here we go.
If you think about it, right? There's no reason if you look back in the last 10 years, Nico's the only guy we fired before the season ended. Almost everybody else.
But they fire guys. They fire guys because they don't make the playoffs. And if you would have talked to, I think probably 2/3 of fans in the middle of May last year, they would have said, not a chance in hell we're making the playoffs with how we've been playing. Yes, and yet we got rid of what seemed to be the biggest issue. And we didn't make a long run into the playoffs, but we did squeak in, And just turning it around that much to be able to squeak in was, fantastic. Look, once we got rid of Lucho, we went on the exact same length of run of undefeated games as Vancouver did at the tail end of their season. Their undefeated run started 1 week after ours, and it ended 1 week after ours.
Yes.
And who did they lose to? It was us.
They lost 1 game to us.
Do what?
They
Well, they lost one game
to
to us, but look,
and then
nobody else had beat them since July.
All right,
So.
you know what? It's fine. This is my
Have some fucking hope, Marcus.
This is the reverse of my Siki love. Is right. It's not explainable, even if the facts are counterpoint to that. So that's fine. Yes, Quill is a
Siki our DP10. Do you think? You think they're gonna bring him back and make him our DP10?
No, he's not coming home. He's back home. Yeah, he's solid.
He's not a Quill guy, and Quill's got the room.
What?
So FC Dallas, that's us.
Yeah.
Look, we're 2 weeks out, right? Lot of work to do, but 24-hour tailgate's coming up on us real quick.
That's what. Yeah.
Reminder: Friday, 7 p.m. in the Red Lot on the 20th. We will be out there. We can talk a little bit more about what we got going on. We got a DJ that's going to come out, hook us up a little bit Friday night, get the energy going. We might have some media to come by and do some stuff with us. We got some newspaper folks we're talking to, even some TV folks we're talking to right now. There's a lot of media alerts going out. Look, we want to make this a kick-ass party. So come hang out. The beer will absolutely be provided by our good friends over at Pericolas. I'm gonna put a little accent on that from now on. I don't know why, but shout out to Mike and the crew over at Pericolas. We really appreciate them coming through, and we love having them back on board as a sponsor. And they're gonna make sure our tailgate is kick ass, and it's gonna be a banger. We do have confirmation from the club that we will have tents up for us. So we've got our tents, and then they're gonna put up a couple big tents for us as well. So there'll be some coverage if it gets cold. We'll have some fire pits going. We're working on seeing if we can get some heaters and stuff outside, but whatever we can do to kind of just keep the vibe going. It's gonna be a kick-ass time though, so come on out. There will be pizza Friday night. We will have pizza out there provided by club sponsor CC's. So shout out to our good friends over there at the club that have been able to make that happen. We really appreciate them coming through with that. So you want to come hang out, like I said, DJ party, beers, pizzas Friday night. We'll be rocking all night long. I'll have some cigars going if anybody's interested in puffing a stogie. We're gonna go just chill, hang out, and it'll be a fun night. We're gonna rock all the way through the night. Saturday morning there'll be breakfast if you're around. We'll probably do a little bacon and eggs on the grill. Our good friend Kenny always comes by with some snacks in the morning as well. I'm sure we'll expect to see Kenny Cooper. We did talk to Quill about potentially getting some of the guys out. We know how that goes. It's touch and go depending upon times of practice and whatever else. But I did promise if Sammy Sarver comes out, I will not let him go through a table. I promised Quill, so we have to make sure that doesn't happen if Sarver shows up. But stay tuned to our social media. We will have some more announcements this week. There'll be a big announcement coming out this week about some guests that we're going to be having there. Okay, there we go. At Dallas Guardians on everything. That was perfect, Marcus. Thank you for dropping that in. That's a well-oiled machine right there. This is almost like a professional show at this point. But we're gonna have burgers, hot dogs, Texas chili going. We're gonna feed you. We're gonna get you drunk on our beer. We got some other folks that are gonna be coming out. We got some special guests that are gonna be coming out. It's gonna be live. It's gonna be rocking. Come on out. We'll be there. EM will be there. Murga will be there. Come out, party with the supporters. Let's get loud. Let's get messy. Let's get sloppy, and let's go in and cheer on this team for this home opener.
Not sure about the sloppy part, but I'm down for everything else.
Yeah, like pause on that. I mean,
we don't want to get sloppy drunk and go into the stadium. No.
All
right, fine. We don't want to be like that guy in the Creed shirt yesterday.
No, this is the Me Too era. We don't do that. Anyways, all right. So, gentlemen,
there was a shout out to the random dude who was in mid-season form yesterday and wound up on the capo stand somehow, even though the wedge was closed, in flip flops and a Creed shirt, and started yelling. I don't even know what the hell he was yelling. So shout out to that dude.
The flip flops.
Yeah, flip flops and a Creed shirt that was probably 3 sizes too small.
Hey, at least the shirt was on, so we'll call it a win.
he was in mid-season form. He was. I'll leave it at that. Maybe we need some new capos this year.
Oh, dear. All right. So before we move on from the FCDallas segment here, we just want to update you guys. So Buzz from Third Degree posted this. I don't know why our very own Guardians didn't take this photograph. This is pretty awesome. So this is the progress.
Because I was drinking. Okay.
Yeah.
I was
content over everything, guys. Come on now, you got to get it together. So yeah, this is the update. The beams are up, structure's there. We're still quite a ways from this being open, but yeah, it's looking good. I'm trying to think of how they're gonna wrap this around. Are they gonna remove the pillars from the Hall of Fame to match these, or are we just gonna let them be? Like, I'm confused as to how this is gonna look in the end, but whatever.
The height difference between the Hall of Fame and this stand does look interesting, but
yeah, and then we're gonna have to do it on the west side as well to match this.
Yeah.
Both presidents. So
I mean, the renderings that they show are all, which is interesting. Like all the rendering photos kind of come from they're shot from the south end looking out. So I don't know if they're going to raise that one. But if you look at the renderings that exist, it looks like, and if you go to newtoyotastadium.com, you can see it. But it looks like the eventual east end is going to wrap around the top of the stadium a little bit. It's going to wrap around the north end, so it won't be like 4 individual segments. It'll be that segment, whatever they end up doing in the south end, and then the east and north looks like it's going to be one wraparound roof segment.
all right.
yeah,
I'm excited, man. It's got a vibe, man. You can see the stuff from the highway already.
Yeah. It dwarfs the current profile of the stadium. So, and it like looking at it head on, like this picture, it definitely has the vibe of a soccer stand.
Yeah, I'm excited for what this is going to look like when it's done, man. It's hopefully you keep some of the sound in too. I think that'll help. Yep, see the kind of wing there.
Yeah. So yeah, if you look at here, they're keeping the tarp above the Hall of Fame, so it'll just kind of hang there. So that
Not
should be
mad at it.
interesting. Yeah. So we'll see what it ends up looking like here. Yeah, it's it's going. We're still quite a ways away from this. I'm trying to see how if they're gonna have to demolish anything on the west side to make this happen, but probably not. Engineers
Aren't they
get paid
demolishing
highly.
everything on the west side?
No, I think they're just putting this.
Yeah, I think they're doing the same that they did on the east side. They're going to be kind of like blocking it out piece by piece.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I think they're gonna put the beams are gonna be behind the current building and then hang over in order to make this kind of work. So
Okay.
I don't think,
thought it was
I don't
going to
think-
be.
Yeah, I don't think they're demolishing was it Windstar? So all that should still be there. We just can't use it.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna gut that building and build on top of it. Gut the
Gotcha.
suites and
All right.
Yeah, so shout out to them. Toyota Stadium 2028. We should definitely be in somewhat of a new building. Yeah, what's up?
I wonder if because I don't know if you've noticed the news around town, but Olympic soccer is going to be hosted all around the country. So I wonder if that's the plan is for 28 to maybe get a game here.
No, they already announced that we were not on the list. Somehow Etihad.
Why are you killing my fucking dreams all day, Marcus? Why?
They already released it. I don't know what to tell you. So 7 venues, 6 of them are MLS venues. The other one being the Rose Bowl, which is going to host.
But there could be rugby.
Playoffs. Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad.
I would watch some rugby sevens at Toyota.
Yeah, that might be interesting. They announced the Olympic venues is Etihad, Miami, San Jose. I think they're going for smaller venues except for the semifinal and the final. Those will be at the Rose Bowl where they will pack out, I don't know, 80, 90 in that building. So that should be really entertaining. Olympic soccer is a little weird because I don't think we care as much as the World Cups, so it's interesting. But yeah, shout out to Toyota Stadium.
Part of that is by design. Like with Olympic soccer, you have the under 23 rule.
Yeah.
I think you get 2 players over 23, and that was purposefully done just so that they aren't cannibalizing the World Cup.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it was it 2 Olympics ago? They had a stat where it was the first time. It was the first time the U.S. Olympic team were full of professionals, and so there were no college players. And I'm like, oh well, I mean, I guess that's a stat. I kind of wish they would have stuck to college players. I think that's a good opportunity for them, but it is what it is. Hopefully NIL kills the whole eligibility nonsense with soccer players so they can be professionals and still be in college. That would be nice, but I don't know if we're going to get there. All right,
I think we
so
might see the opposite of that, but we can stretch that out to a different
talk about it a little
conversation.
bit. Yeah. All right, so
The
I'm going to
NCAA
mute.
is looking to compete with the major leagues at this point.
Yeah, we'll see the pro rel, the divisions, the rivalries, the.
Believe it or
I
not,
mean,
NCAA might be the only place pro rel could really work and work well.
It wouldn't work anywhere else, right? Yeah. So,
no, wouldn't work anywhere else, not in this country.
No, because there are massive colleges that make millions of
Where's
dollars.
Hubert to steer us off this conversation?
Anyways, Dennis can't speak on this, but so Dan Crook of Third Degree does this every year where he releases a mock-up of what this year's kit assembly will look like. And this is the mock-up. I'm not mad. My only complaint is that the hoops don't go all the way around. But blue and red, Adidas template. Blue shorts. This is for the audio listeners, which is why I'm describing it. Blue shorts, Adidas 3 stripes on the hip. Red socks. I think they'll probably go with white for the socks. But yeah, it has a collar and sleeve of red, white, and blue. So we're going very American here. But yeah, this is the mock-up here. Scott, what are your thoughts? Were you at this thing that you can't talk about?
I was not there.
Okay. All right.
My first time seeing the jersey in person is most likely going to be at Cocktails and Cleats later this week.
Yep.
I'm excited. I was not here back when we were doing proper hoops jerseys, so this will be my first hoops kit for FCDallas. I think it looks good.
Yeah.
I have the what is it, Newcastle red and blue with their thicker hoops, but
yeah,
it's not dissimilar to this. But the thing that I like about this as opposed to that one are the white highlights between the stripes. It makes them pop a little more.
For sure. Yeah, Adidas tends to use templates. So if you're a watcher of the sport,
right,
over like on the globe, you can usually tell what MLS is going to get because they usually just give them the template.
And you mean how like Austin looks like a bootleg Sassuolo every year?
Pretty much. But yeah, so
that Austin kit this year is going to be such trash. Yeah. Just that watered down green.
It's fairly accurate for Austin.
Yeah.
Isn't it this year we also get a third kit? Right?
No, we got our third kit last year. That is not. Unfortunately, it was confirmed that our archive kit is back in the archives and will never be seen again.
I'm hoping. So FC, for people don't know, I'm pretty sure I'm correct on this. FCDallas owns the Dallas Tornado trademark and the Burn trademark, so we can really do some nice kits with those. Unfortunately, they like to pretend that they don't exist, which is whatever it is. But yeah,
I did talk to somebody at the club yesterday, and they were saying that going forward, it sounds like, based on the reception of that the archive kit got, that they're gonna lean into the Burn branding, branding a little bit more going forward, which is awesome. So
that would be nice. You know, it'd also be nice. Opening day at the Cotton Bowl every year. Never mind. It's fine. You know,
no.
My whole thing is,
look, Marcus. I need to pause you right there. I need to pause you right there. As someone who has been attending games inside the Cotton Bowl.
Yeah, man. We need to.
That's the Cotton Bowl needs love, and I really hope that Trinity and Atletico are able to get that stadium, get what they need from that stadium for the city, but like the elevators don't work.
Yeah, look,
the elevators stopped working the last 3 times that I've been there.
Well, I mean, they're in the process of spending $400 million to update it, so it's a working process, and it is a city property. Let's not pretend like
I'm just saying. I don't want to go watch MLS games in the Cotton Bowl.
Same. And it doesn't make sense business-wise just because we've one of the highlight days
stadium in Frisco.
Well, just you have one of the highlight days of the season, right? Used to be opening day, whatever your rivalry games are. You got your 4th of July game, which that one's probably dead now, but
I'm just mad I let Marcus goad
You-
me into this conversation, honestly.
you don't want to tell people, all right, for this, get used to going somewhere else. And you want to make it a habit that you're going to Frisco. That's one of my big problems with Trinity is we haven't had a long enough run, it seems like, this season that anybody's got into the habit of coming out to Trinity games. So
yes, so I agree with that. There's also some other issues I think that Trinity are dealing with. Here's the problem.
Probably,
Here's the problem is I'm saying that you should lean into nostalgia, but the Huns don't really like to do that, which is whatever. It's fine. The San Jose and the Galaxy play one game a year in the Rose Bowl every year, and they've done it for the last 15 years every year. So it is possible if we wanted
one
to.
Game there. I'm just saying.
Look, if we're gonna do one
person.
game there, it should be the Texas Derby.
That's what I said. We need to do, or we can. Was it somebody made the joke? We should call it the Broccoli Bowl. I think that was Hubert, where we play Austin there every year. Or
the beef and broccoli bowl.
There you go. That was the joke. But yes, I think that's the thing that we could lean into. But whatever, it's fine. We've already made our decisions and corporatized, blah blah blah. So anyway, this is Scott. I think gives us a thumbs up. Dennis can't say a word. He's on mute. And
I signed an NDA. I will say this: there is one glaring detail that I'll say this: people are going to love the new kit. There is one detail that Dan 100% did not get right here that may trigger some people. Other than that, that's all I can say.
I will agree with that as well. So yes, shout out to Dan Crook. He's a little late. He should have done this in December. I don't know. He released it this week. I think he's trying to beat the announcement. So, but it is what it is. He's always really good at this. Shout out to him. We former current Guardian. We should probably try to get him to design our kit for next year.
Forever Guardian. Yeah, we should.
So,
next year.
Yeah, for sure. So we should definitely try to get that done. He's obviously a busy man. He's got stuff to do. So, all right. So we are going to move on to next. We're going to go south to the Trinity. Speaking of,
very far south this week, all the way in Fort Lauderdale.
Yes. So we're gonna move here. Let me click this button, get the banner going. All right, Dallas Trinity News. I'm gonna get audio on this eventually. I'm trying to up the production value on these bad boys. So Trinity made the trip to South Florida, to Fort Lauderdale, the former home of Inter Miami, and put I think they're back to the offensive boom. What did they call it last year?
The Doomsday Offense.
Doomsday Offense. They put 4 past Fort Lauderdale.
Put a whooping on him.
A lot of ricochets. That goalkeeper, I think Estrada is the name of the goalkeeper for Lauderdale. A lot of rebounds.
Estrada's our second keeper. Our goalkeeper that started this match was Tyler McCamey. She came off in the 79th with an injury. Estrada came on to finish the clean sheet. But McKinley Crone, who goes by Mac, is their goalkeeper. There were a lot of bouncing balls here on both sides.
Yes. So. Yeah, so I think, as you can see from this picture, the pitch is not in great shape in Fort Lauderdale, and the goalkeeper, I think, was trying to. She was trying to keep everything. Yeah, she was trying to keep everything in front of her.
Because the Peacock stream was on VHF, I think. I don't know if they were sending that out over satellites. I don't know what the hell they were using, but it was definitely not in high definition. It was in the lowest definition you can possibly imagine. Peacock, WF. I mean, the same stream was on FAA, but Peacock was not great there. That Florida stream was not great.
Yeah. So before we get into that, shout out to the ladies in gold for getting a local TV deal. They will be on channel 29. So all you need is an antenna. Or if you have any kind of streaming box, you can watch WFA Plus, which is just going to be on your Google free TV program thingy. You just scroll down local TV. On mine, it's usually the first thing that pops up because it's local. So yeah, you can watch this game for free if you live in the DFW metropolitan area with either a streaming box and or antenna. So that's really dope for them. it's probably a pretty easy deal to do since the game is already streamed, so you're kind of just loaning that feed to them. So that's pretty dope. I don't know if any money changes hands because for all the old school FC Dallas fans, for a long time we had a local TV deal, but we actually paid them for it. So that's a bygone era for sure. So, but yes, I was watching.
They're also on the same network that KFA, WFA Plus is the same streaming and local service where the Mavs and the Wings are. So I think it's going to be great for them to get alongside these local teams that have a little bit bigger of a following right now, and to get some carryover viewers from that, and really get some interest going in this team that frankly really deserves it because they're playing their asses off right now.
Yes, sir.
Get some cross promotion.
Yep,
that'd be cool.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems like Heather Stainbrook has been a good transfer in. I can't remember if she's on loan or whether
she's on loan from the Spirit. She is our latest loanee from the Spirit that they like to give us one at a time and then pull them back when they come out. But I'm gonna go out, and it's 2 games into her USL career. I'm gonna go out on a limb here right now and make a way too early prediction. Heather Stainbrook is the best player in this league right now.
Yeah, she did what, an assist last week and then had a goal this week?
Yep, she assisted Lancaster last week on the goal, and Cam returned the favor this week by giving her giving Stainbrook the assist on the goal.
Now, remind me, did Cam get her own goal last night as well?
No, that was Stainbrook, Bellotta, Flynn, and Strawn scored.
Okay.
So 4 goals, 4 different players. The Doomsday offense continues, as Marcus pointed out.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It was, like I said, it was a good game. Field conditions are not great. I know Florida is dealing with a cold front. They didn't get any snow like we did, but iguanas are falling from trees.
It was 65 degrees and 65% humidity at kickoff last night. So
yes, but yeah. So like I said, field wasn't great. Balls were bouncing. Fort Lauderdale is not necessarily that good to begin with, but it seems like Trinity is getting it together at the right time. We are 3rd. I think, right? Because Lexington is still on an unbeaten streak, 19 straight for Lexington.
Yep, held in 3rd. Dallas has got 6 in a row, 6 in a row lossless.
Yes. So yeah, I think we fingers crossed, playoff team. I would love for a home playoff game for the ladies. I think that will help a lot. People tend to come to events, so like the same way the State Fair game sold tickets. I think we need something like that to motivate a crowd. So I think let's aim for 1st or 2nd place. I don't think we're catching Lexington though, unfortunately. That team.
Can I do a deep? Can I jump into a little bit of deep dive analysis here?
Oh yeah, I was gonna throw it to you here in a minute. I was gonna give my opinion, and then it's all you. Shout out to 3rd Degree, the write up from 3rd Degree. Somebody does them every week. Does a great job. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's really awesome. I do want to ask a question about the former Golden Boot winner from last year, but I'm gonna let you rock in first before we get into that. So yeah, Dennis, go ahead and take over.
Yeah, little interesting here. A couple of changes from last week to this week. A little bit more of a simplified formation. Went back to a little bit more of a basic 4-3-3. Lauren Flynn, who was playing outside back last week, came inside along Captain Amber Wisner, which is really interesting that Amber's still on the back line, but I'm not mad at it. Conversation came up yesterday. I think it was Eddie Middlebrook that pointed out, and I agree with this, that I'm happy to keep Amber on the back line if Stainbrook and Bellotta are going to continue to perform in the midfield like they are. But a midfield of Stainbrook, Bellotta, and Lexi Misimo in the 10 spot. Allie Thornton returned to the number 9 role, and we can talk about that a little bit, Marcus. But we got Chilmo Bugagu and Cam Lancaster out on the right, or left and right, rather, up top alongside. But this formation is really interesting, right? Because it comes out in defense. It's a standard 4-3-3. And then what happens is and Petrocelli started this earlier in the year, and we saw a little flashes of this, but I don't think they had the capacity to make this happen. What you'll see, but if you watched last night, you'll see Sierra Hinson flexing off the left side. She'll flex all the way up she'll flex up into the midfield, And as they get forward into the attacking third, she'll actually be up in or around the box. So it's a 4-3-3 in defense, but it's almost a 3-3-4 in attack. So you've got your left wing sort of sliding all the way up. The back line moves into a little bit of a back three almost with Wisner, Flynn, and Smart Guidry was at right back last night. So they're flexing into a little bit of a three back, and it's been really interesting to watch. But like I mentioned, Lancaster got an assist, so she's had really, really great success under Thackeray early on. Lauren Flynn opens her USL Super League account with a headed goal off the set piece from Winnie Bellata. Bellata got that assist. Bellata also had a goal. She had a very, very nice goal, a little bit of a falling down into the box, but finished really, really well and got past the defender on an assist from Sierra Hinton, who had a great little kind of backheel pass over to her across top of the box, and Bellata took it inside and finished home. So this has been really exciting to watch. And then, of course, Heather Stainbrook getting her first goal as well. So 2 new players came in. They played their first match last week. They played their second match this week, and they each have a goal. So some real firepower coming in. And we did get to see the newest signing, Bethany Boz, who used to be go by Bethany Bowser. Boz is now her married name. She got married less than 3 weeks ago, I believe. They brought her in. And if you don't know Bethany Boz, you probably should. She is one of the all-time leading scorers at Seattle Reign. She was the 2019 NWSL Rookie of the Year. So she's got a pretty solid player pedigree coming in here. And I think this all just points to Thackeray and Petroselli. Really, they've got some ambition. I think I'm really excited to see where this club is headed. And big match in Lexington next week. That is a definition of a real 6-pointer, right? We got 2 teams on unbeaten streaks. Obviously, Lexington's a little bit longer. We got the draw at home to end the fall calendar, but they did beat the shit out of Dallas 6-0 to start the season in Lexington. So there's definitely a hunger going up there that they want to get right and get back to this. And I'm interested to really see what happens with Boss rather. Really interested to see where she ends up in this formation. And to your point on Allie Thornton, I'm not sure what's going on, man. Her finishing is just not where it was last season. I just don't. No, I mean, she hasn't had great service all season. I would say that there really hasn't been service to her. She came off the bench last week, so I'm not sure if there's any nagging injury or anything like that. I haven't heard anything, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe Thackeray looks at a 2-striker system going to Lexington with Boss and Thornton, but she definitely has not been producing to the level she was last season. I don't know. TBD. We'll see. Scott, any thoughts?
Yeah.
You watched most of this game.
Yeah.
Like me, it was a long game.
I
was nodding off toward the end as well.
Yeah. Same. Now, here's a question for you. So, Stainbrook's a loan. Are Flynn and McCamey, are those loans as well?
They are not.
Okay.
Point of fact that I also forgot to mention as well, in the 79th minute, Tyler Camey came off with some sort of injury. There was no contact. There was nothing that really happened. And Sam Estrada came on to finish the final 11 minutes plus stoppage time and close out the clean sheet. But definitely a concern there, right? You signed a goalkeeper 2 weeks ago, and she's now on the injury list, and all we're left is one keeper on the roster. So hopefully everything's okay, and it was just a strain or something small.
Now, I don't know if you have this level of detail, but do we know with Stainbrook's loan, if she keeps playing well, I mean, is she in danger of being recalled, or is she here for at least through the end of the season? Do we know any of that?
Washington does have a right of recall.
Okay.
So if they decide they like how she's performing, or they need her somewhere in that lineup as the season gets started, keep in mind, they're NWSL's just kicking off in the next couple of weeks, right? They haven't even officially started yet. So, depends upon where they think she's going to be in that lineup, but there's much like we had with Deb Abiodun and Tamar Bolt, right? Well, Bolt's loan ended, right? Her loan ended in January, but with Deb Abiodun, came in, she was kicking ass to start the season, and Spirit saw that. I think that's definitely something that's happening around this league too. It's not just us. Fort Lauderdale has a couple of Gotham loanees that they've been bouncing back and forth with as well. So the NWSL definitely sees this as a growth path opportunity for a lot of these players that may not be able to get minutes up there.
Which I can work with that. Just here's hoping that if they take Stainbrook back, they send us someone else, because seems like we're getting good returns there.
Yeah, like I said, I think Stainbrook might be the best. I half joking, but I am semi-serious here, where I think that as the season rolls on, I think Stainbrook might be the standout player of the season here in this league. I think she might have the best raw talent than anyone in this league right now.
I mean, that's dope. So yeah, the question I wanted to ask about Allie is that she announced, if I'm not mistaken, at the beginning of the season that she was retiring. At the end.
No, that's Amber Wisner.
Is that Amber? Okay, so I was thinking, because part of my brain is like, maybe she's
getting your A's confused.
I know. Okay, well, in that case, we might need to sit her down for a little bit. You're right. She's a player that definitely needs service. So she made from watching this game, she made all the right runs, right? And on the fourth goal, she made the right run. She got the ball. It just didn't beat the keeper to the far post. Luckily, Strong was there for the tap in, the acrobatic behind her tap in to goal. But it's kind of the same thing. I don't know for other FCDallas players. Remember when Kober was here and he was making all the right runs, but just could not buy himself a goal. And then the floodgates open. I'm hoping that's the same thing for her.
Yeah, she might just need to see the ball. She might just need to see a couple hit the back of the net too, right? Like she might just need, maybe a PK or something to just get right. She feels like, and not that she hasn't scored. I think she's got 2 or 3 so far this season, which is nowhere near the pace she was on last year. But she might just need to see 1 or 2 in the back of the net to really get right. She might just need a get right goal. A lot of new faces coming in around town too, so it's. I will say that chemistry looks really good between this team. Last week after the game, they brought over because that was the duo that scored the goal last week, Lancaster and Stainbrook, and they wanted to do the interview together, right? They didn't even want to do individual interviews, so they're already hitting it off. And when I interviewed Stainbrook a few weeks back, she was telling me how she's already getting along really great with Winnie Bellata. Some of these girls have already played together in national team camp as well. Lauren Flynn knows Celie Strawn and Lexi Missimo from national team camp. So these girls all know each other a lot too, and some of them are even roommates, right? Some of them are living together too. They got them in apartments that they're sharing as well. So real old school ball going on here, and the chemistry is really coming together. And last night was this was the second largest win in club history, right? They beat Brooklyn 6-0 last year, and this is the second largest win since that. So very, very positive. But you're right. I think for Allie Thornton, she might just need a get right goal, and hopefully that comes soon. And hopefully it comes at Lexington, and it's maybe it's a game winner. That'd be really nice.
Yes, if we can break their unbeaten, that'd be awesome. Shouting out to the rest of the results this weekend.
Jax took a loss.
Yeah, to DC Power, and again, Lexington. I actually watched the Carolina game. Lexington came from behind. They were down 1-0, and looking at the payroll, Lexington spent quite a bit of money. So I think their goal is to win the league this year, because if I'm not mistaken, based on the rules, they would qualify for Champions League or Champions Cup or whatever it's called next season.
I do believe that is correct. I do think that there is a CONCACAF W Champions League berth on the line here for whoever wins the league this year. I believe you are correct in that assessment.
Yes. So based on their payroll, they're going all in on that, and it would be dope. I think that would be beneficial to the league in general to have one of their teams qualify. So let's look forward to that. and not just qualify to give a good showing, which is why I'm glad Lexington is spending the cash necessary to make that happen. But hey, maybe it's Dallas Trinity. We can pull out a run in the playoffs and we qualify. And maybe Club America comes up here and plays a competitive game instead of some fluff. So that would be pretty awesome. So yes, that's I'm awesome for that. Plus, when you qualify, I think you get a cash prize, so that will also help with payroll and all that good stuff. So yeah, shout out to the ladies in gold. Shout out to all the ladies across the league. It was a good tournament. Also, I wanted to announce, if you're looking for the highlight package or to follow this on YouTube or socials, they've officially moved away from the USL YouTube channel to
The
their own.
Gamebridge Super League channel.
Yeah, so you have to go find that, or not find, obviously search bar, and you can find it if you're looking for the highlight. Because it took me like 2 weeks to be like, why can't I find any of the highlights? And it was available on their own YouTube. So I posted that on Reddit, and it seems like more people are joining as we go along. So next game for the Golden Ladies or Golden Girls. Pulling that up right now. Schedule. I'm so sorry, I'm unprepared. All right, so next is Lexington on the 14th, a Valentine's game. So that's going to be pretty dope.
Afternoon game as well. So
yes,
definitely
1 p.m.
settle in and check that out.
Is that 1 p.m. Eastern and noon our time? Is that what we're doing?
Oh, that is 1 p.m. I believe it's 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m.
1 p.m.
Central.
I'm looking at the website, so I don't know if they autocorrect because
I think it auto formats to your Coliseum.
Okay, and then off to Carolina on the 21st. Obviously, we might have that game going for 24 hours because it is also a 1 p.m.
We will
game.
absolutely have that game going as long as you bring the TV like you promised.
Yes, I have the TV laying on the spare bed. So yeah, it's
Sweet.
a 65-inch. So we just need to find a way to shade it from direct sunlight. So it actually.
We will have plenty of tents to make sure that happens.
All right, copy. All right, so yeah, so shout out to the Golden Girls. And again, if you can, I want to encourage you to make your way to the Cotton Bowl for a home game. Tickets are not that expensive. If you cannot, obviously, I gave you options to watch. We have WFFA Plus and Channel 29 with an antenna in DFW market. And obviously, Peacock, as we always mention, you can come for the Gamesbridge Super League and stay for the Premier League. That's how we're doing it here. All right.
We also have a lot of fun in the Cotton Bowl. There's lots of chance. You want to come bang the drum, we'll let you.
They've got other drums you could play out there too. There's a snare if you want to play that.
So
turn up my snare. All right, cool.
We're always looking for more people in the supporter section. It's a lot of fun.
Yes, indeed. So Scott, before I move on to the next subject here, so are you going to buy a Salina rodeo kit when it comes out next year?
Look, I'm probably at this point down to buy any local DFW kits, but man, rodeo's a hard brand for me to get invested in. That one just isn't hitting for me.
Yeah.
So
the only plus is that it's a brown kit, and there's not a lot of brown in soccer.
Well, have we actually seen their kit yet?
I mean, their colorful teeth is brown. It'd be weird if they just brought.
True.
You'd be like, yeah, everything is brown, but our kit's white. I'm like, wait, what? I'm confused.
It might be like orange or something like that, because I think Salina High School colors are orange
or it's orange. Yeah.
Although
I mean,
Boise, all their kits are black and green, but their secondary is purple, and I don't understand why. So,
if FCDallas was able to get me to buy their secondary kit that they put out last year, and that one was just boring as all hell.
Kit?
Is that the white or blue or gray or whatever?
I'm just gonna start calling that the Lucho kit, because that's the Lucho era kit. It was as bad as Lucho was.
Yeah, it was a mega busted Lucho. Yeah, man, I was, like I said, talking to somebody yesterday, and I was like, man, I heard that was just a sort of save ourselves from this terrible kit that we, had. I was like, man, I wish y'all would have just stuck with the bad kit. I can at least have fun with something bad. You can lean into the suck, but boring is just hard to get into.
Yeah.
Anyways, long story short, if I bought the Inferno kit last year, I'm probably going to be willing to buy a rodeo kit.
Hey, it was better than the deconstructed Texas flag kit, if you remember that, where it was just 3 blocks.
I have seen those. That was before my time, but
That was
I'm not upset about that one.
I don't know
About
if you guys saw what I
that
was
being
rocking
before my
yesterday.
time.
what
Sorry.
happened.
I don't know if you guys saw what I was rocking yesterday.
Yeah,
Which
look,
one?
I really like the collar on that kit.
David Ferreira, Advocare throwback.
Oh, that was a David Ferreira.
I was a David Ferreira. That
I
was actually
missed-
that was actually a player issue David Ferreira. So
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, he likes to flex on us like that.
Can
He's
I-
like, I got this off
Can I
eBay.
show a player issue?
hell yeah,
go.
we got one.
Jersey that I've got.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Run for it.
Give me one sec.
So while we wait on my guy here, I just want to shout out to everyone, all of the lunatics, me, Hubert, Charlie, who stay up very late for YouTube streams of the J League.
You guys are fucking nuts.
Yes,
I love it.
we are crazy. All right, so yeah, here's the kit. What do we have here?
All right, so from the Faroe Islands game last year.
Oh,
Let's
That's
go.
awesome.
I got
Get them
I got
handles out.
a
Let's see if we can't
player
get that signed
player
for you.
issue. I think it might be player worn. But at the very least, it was player issue for that game where
What does it smell like?
Musa. This one they washed. So
Okay.
Yo,
Not like the
on
one Armand got from
not like the one Armand got.
they
This
own-
one they did specify that it was washed. But
Okay, all right.
yeah, it's from the game where Musa scored his first international goal. So this is probably the coolest jersey I got.
That is
I also
badass.
have a
I'm kinda mad at-
signed Benfica jersey from the season that he was there.
Oh wow.
So, yeah.
well, he was there for multiple seasons, but yes, I get you.
From the season right before we signed him.
Yeah, I got it.
So
So,
anyways,
that's
I'm gonna
awesome.
put this up and grab my charger. Sorry.
All right, go ahead. No, you're good. Go ahead.
Okay.
On the
Yeah.
subject of J League, we will definitely have some games going at 24-hour as well. We love watch. That is another 24-hour tradition is having some J League games on. You psychopaths love it, and I love you for it.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It was pretty awesome. Yeah, they don't show every game on YouTube. You usually only get like 3 or 4 for the weekend, which is probably sufficient for us. Yeah, for everyone who knows, I work overnight, so I'm usually awake anyway. So it's like, why not throw it up? But yes, we will have a TV there. I've been trying to get a FIFA tournament going for the last 3 years, but I think EA FC, because they lost the FIFA branding tournament going. But apparently we've outgrown that. I think it's the arthritis in all our hands.
I'm down to get one of those going. I'm down to get a little action going. I'll probably get my ass kicked. I play offline, but I play offline and with sliders because arthritis, old. But
yeah, no doubt.
yeah, I'm down to get a game going. Scott, if you're there you go.
Yeah, sorry. I thought I had muted, but
I'll go.
unmuted, but
Keep it moving.
Yeah, I'm down to play. I'm not good at PvP games, but you know.
Yeah.
And
I'll give it a
Scott, you're
shot.
organizing a Beano tournament at Beano?
Yeah, so we were talking
I've only
about
ever seen it written.
24. Sorry,
I've only ever seen it written. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I believe it's Binho since it's Portuguese.
That makes sense.
I see NHO. I assume it's Yo.
That makes
hold on.
sense.
Scott, hold on 1 second. So for all the J League fans, YouTube International, I do want to make a point. This is not their regular season. They're currently changing their schedule to the fall spring. So this is a tournament. You have technically 2 separate tournaments. You have the J League tournament, and then you have the J2 and J3 tournament, where it's a round robin. Everybody plays everyone. The point structure is really weird. So if you win in regular time, you get 3 points. If you win in kickoffs, you get 2 points. If you lose in kickoff or in penalty kicks, you get 1 point. And if you lose, you lose in regular time, you get 0 points. Point system, and then they go into a World Cup style tournament, and then the winner gets the distinction. They're marking this as the 100 years of Japanese football, even though the J League is only around 33 years old, but the federation was started in 1926. So just FYI, but it's still great. You can tell a lot of the newly promoted teams spent no money because they know they don't have to till the summer, because they both got absolutely wailed on last night. So, but yeah, so J League, YouTube International. I'm sure there's some other streams you can get, but for everyone who's interested, the early game usually starts at 11:55, and then the late game is at 2:55. So depends on how.
Shout out our friends at FC Tokyo.
Yes, for sure. All right. So what game are we doing at the tailgate now? What is it called?
It's called Binyo.
Okay.
So what it is it looks a little like foosball.
Okay.
You have your board.
Smaller scale.
It's probably a foot by a foot and a half. Little soccer field. You got a couple pegs in front of your goal, and what you do is you flick the ball with your finger. When it comes to a stop, the other person gets a shot. First person to 7 goals wins.
Okay.
But somebody had brought a board to ISC in Denver this year. I got to watch 7, 8, 9, 10 people, something like that, all crowded around, getting real loud, having lots of fun. I believe one of the Portland supporters was on a run of like 12 people that he had beaten in a row. And our very own Hubert went in and, beat him and took the crown. So, yeah, I have bought a board. I'm planning on bringing it out to 24-hour and most likely, the other tailgates going forward. So, yeah.
So hit us up, reach out to Scott if you want to get a tournament. We're trying to get a tournament going during 24-hour. We'll be out there. We'll set up a little table and a section over there. So you guys want to check that out, want to get involved with that, we'll have a little fun with that too. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. We usually have a couple of activities there. Charlie usually brings his little bear thing on the cup where you try to hit it with a frisbee. Then I think we have beer pong, but that is obviously wind dependent. I think since we got our cold snap early, maybe for 24-hour, we might actually have decent weather. Fingers crossed on that.
Still a couple weeks out, but the weather is looking like it's starting to get warmer as we approach.
So yeah, that'd be dope. So yeah, in North Texas, especially in Frisco, weather is but they're providing tents, so we will have shelter. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah, gentlemen, we're right now, as we wrap up the show today, we are just in countdown for 24 hours. This, again, is our big event. It's going to be a big year. It's a World Cup year. We're really excited. As you can see on here, there's always food. There's always good time. There's always libations. There's also water and soda. You don't have to partake in alcohol if you don't feel like it. But obviously.
Mix in a couple of waters. We're going to be out there a long time.
Yes.
If you don't want to camp out, there are several hotels within range of the parking lot,
within stumbling distance.
Within stumbling distance. Yes, the parking lot will be empty. There is usually security around. The cops are usually around, and it's Frisco, so let's be honest, nothing is going to happen. So yeah, we look forward to
out there, right? Everybody's out there.
Yes.
It's 100% safe all the time. Yep. There's nothing to worry about. It's friendly, right? We're all out there. We've got our people out there. So club security will be around. Folks from the club will be around. Just like any other day in the parking lot. Just happens to be overnight.
Yes, it is Frisco, and I'm just going to repeat that, and everyone knows what I mean. So yes, it'll be great. Again, me and Dennis are old, and we're not doing the whole sleeping on the ground thing. So,
but plenty of our folks will. Plenty of our folks will be there. We got
Hubert and Charlie. Yes, Hubert and Charlie always have tents, so for sure someone will be in the parking lot.
You want to come set up a tent? You're more than welcome to. If you got a camper or an RV or something you want to set up, we'll be able to arrange that too. If you're bringing anything larger than like a pull behind or anything, please let us know though, so we can try and make arrangements for you to have a spot there. But I'm excited, man. One other thing I want to mention, as this will probably come out either Monday or Tuesday. Tifo painting at Roller Town Wednesday evening, 7 p.m. Ideally, we're going to finish it. If not, we're going to run another week on that.
And there will be karaoke apparently at the same time going. So come for the painting, stay for the singing.
Yeah. If you're not a painter and you don't want to come up to Frisco, I believe the same night, Wednesday night at Foot 360 in Dallas, there will be band practice. So if you're into the musical instruments and want to get involved that way, please show up to band practice. Our friends over at MYRB are going to begin running that over at, like I said, Foot 360 in Dallas. So looking forward to that as well.
Yes, indeed. All right. So as we check out here, I'm going to put this back up. Follow us, Dallas Guardians, on everything. We look forward to seeing you guys. I mean, obviously, we have multiple pods before then. Don't take my pessimism of FC Dallas as pessimism. If you listen to Third Degree, if you follow this team for any period of time, you will also be a masochist like I am. Looking
It's
forward
like
to
baseball,
FTL.
though, right? The season starts and hope springs eternal.
There you go. Hey, we're top of the league when everyone's at 0. So
Exactly.
shout out to them. Shout out to North Texas. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to a lot of the young guys getting minutes out here. It's a really exciting year. I know World Cup's coming. I said I'm getting less excited every year, but I will know in about 20 days whether or not Jamaica qualifies, and that will probably dictate my excitement level.
Also holding out for my Italy scarf for qualifiers.
Yes, indeed. Oh, yeah, it's like mid-March, right? Is when they're doing So
it's like 4 weeks from now, I believe.
Can you imagine a world where Jamaica and Italy are in the same boat trying to qualify for the World Cup? That is absolutely ridiculous.
Absolutely insane.
Next episode, I think me and Hubert are going to do another pod talking about CONCACAF Champions League. I do want to talk next time, guys, about. So they just announced the new format for 2030. So CONCACAF will get 6 1/3 slots. So apparently the 3 teams will go into a Confederations Cup to go in. So obviously the highest seed gets a bye, and then the other teams play, and then so on. So yes, CONCACAF will now get 6 1/3 positions in the World Cup. I think Jamaica can be one of those 6 teams. Obviously, we have Mexico, U.S., Canada. It will be a fight for the other 3 between Honduras, Costa Rica, and us, I think. But obviously, Trinidad is really good. Panama is really good. So yes, hopefully we're not the 3rd like we were this time. But yes, so we do want to talk about that, obviously, next time with that schedule. But Scott, I want to appreciate you coming out. I see you got the Winter Olympics in the background while
I've been watching Olympics all weekend. When I haven't either been at the preseason game or watching Trinity.
Yeah. So while we were recording this, Lindsey Vonn had a bad spell downhill skiing.
That was not great.
Yeah, I want to say this respectfully. You're 41, ACL tear, retire. It's not. You got the gold medals. You were on the Wheaties box. It's, you know what they say? What is it, the old saying? Leave ball before ball leaves you, type thing, right? I think the ball has left you. Hopefully, good recovery there for her, and with all these sports, I want everyone to make it home safely. So, quick recovery for her. What were you going to say, Scott?
I believe that was around 5 a.m. this morning. Last I saw was they did airlift her off the slope to the hospital, and I think I saw she was in stable condition.
Good.
So,
so that's good. It's
her teammate.
She actually tore her ACL before the Olympics, and people were wondering if she was going to make it. She rehabbed. She decided she was going to give it the old college try, but I think we can all agree now.
Crazy.
Yeah, you had a legendary run. But you like I said, leave ball before ball leaves you. So speedy recovery for her. Gentlemen, thank you for coming out. Dennis, appreciate you. I think you said you're traveling tomorrow. Is that what
I am? I'll be out of town all week, so I will not be in any of the events, but please get out. We need all the support we can get. TIFO, music, please come out. If you have any interest in being a part of the supporter section or being involved with the basics here, get involved. Come on out, talk to us. We need all the help we can get.
Yes, indeed. And again, Scott, we appreciate you coming out. Any announcement you want to make as far as your role in DBG?
No, I'm good.
You're good? Okay. No new designs. No new designs on the way.
You have to check social media for that. You can't give them all away.
We got lots of designs that are on the way. It's just I've got to finish putting the touches on them and get them over to the people that post them. I'm just the guy that puts them together.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate everything you do, and we also still have an open position on the leadership board. So if you're interested in our community outreach position, please reach out to one of us or hit us at mail@dallasbeerguardians.com or hit us up on Dallas Beer Guardians on everything. We need like a splash sound for that. Some fireworks.
Yes, I'm working on it. Audio is the next big thing. All right, gentlemen, we appreciate. Yeah, but all right. Gentlemen, we appreciate y'all. Like, share, subscribe this video. We will see y'all on 24 hour, if not before. Guardians out.
Deuces.